What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. We have just made your epic tier list for early game to mid game. I will say quickly that the S tier up the top there is going to be pretty much late game heroes for you as well. But we'll go over it together, and I have got a special guest with me. It's Ente. If you're in my Discord, you would have seen Ente around quite a bit, and you'll often see me referring to help from Ente from a lot of things. So finally, we are playing a game again together, and he has helped me a huge amount already on a tier list that we've just made here. He knows a lot about the game. He is very clever. I don't want to boast him up too much because I'll never hear the end of it. But welcome to the channel, Ente.
Hello guys.
So it took a little bit of time. But we did get it. We did get it up, and we're happy with it, right?
Oh, wait, what?
We're happy with this list, aren't we?
Oh yeah, I am very happy.
What do you mean? Wait, what?
How long did it take? Dude, how long was I talking to you? Like 1.5 hours?
Yeah, and what did I learn? Nothing. So yeah. I tried to keep up, but I just don't. I don't know enough. I'm learning just as everyone else is who's watching this video now. I mean, that's the reason why you're here is to learn, and I'm learning as well. So we're all learning. Every day is a school day. But this is a list, and it is accurate to our knowledge, and we're happy with it. So let us know in the comments below if you feel like this is an accurate tier list for early to mid game content, with S tier being in its own. That these heroes here are the best in the epic class group period, and it will be viable late game too. So we're going to go over the majority of the heroes here, but we're not going to go over D, and we're not going to go over fusion only heroes. These heroes here in epic are, well, they're useless other than for fusion. Okay, so don't bother. Just don't use them. Just use them. Leave them at level 1, and then when you're ready to fuse with them, then use them. D tier, well, some of these heroes potentially, like there is a couple here, like was it Voroth that was talking about Ente, like would need to be Awaken 5 to be viable.
Yeah, he can do some things on Awaken 5, but he mainly is a HG sponge, and we have other units you can just place instead, or units that have another purpose.
Yeah.
Additionally, being a HG sponge.
Okay, so don't go thinking that this is like fully awakened heroes. This is like, as you come into the game, are these going to be good for your account to level up? The game is still very early, and you know, with time coming, then we can start to build team compilations, that kind of thing. So right now, this time of the game, this is the way you want to go if you have these heroes. C class or C tier. So Pyros, which is a really interesting lord. He is a Lord Epic, isn't he? And he is very strong with Infernal. So we were saying earlier, like if you had, say, Zulu, he really just makes their damage insanely stronger, right?
Yeah, he's mainly a Lord. That's what he does. He gives a passive to actual DPS, and he gives a penetration increase to his faction. And he also does debuff ability against physical and magical damage. So all in all, a main buff. Does not much on his own, but is a great support for any Infernal DPS.
So like the Imian here in B tier, he really does buff her up as well, right?
Yeah, Imani. Imani does.
Imani.
She does have a extremely strong ultimate. She's not good on basic attacks, but if you trigger and if you have him with debuffs, she might be a really good early guild boss DPS.
Okay, and Lily is just she's an epic healer, but you know, amongst the other healers, she just isn't quite in their reach, is she?
She needs more investment as well as awakenings to be on par with fusion heroes like Lightlock, who is very accessible. So you don't need to pull him, just use him. You use Camille early anyways because we don't have anything else. So take that opportunity. Don't invest in a healer you probably won't use anyways. I don't think she has any other use. Lightlock might be good in Artifact because he's only one target to heal.
I've forgotten the name of is this Isidale or what? She's Isidale, is it?
Astrid.
Estrid.
She's easy to forget because she
Okay.
isn't very special.
And she's like a tank, isn't she? But she's just not very good at it.
Oh no, she's the fighter. Actually.
She's the fighter?
Solde is the tank, yeah. The Lord is the tank, and she's a fighter.
Oh,
they
just
look
look
like
sim-
sisters.
Yeah, they look similar. Okay.
Yeah, she doesn't provide much. She has a defense reduction at 20% chance,
Yes.
but it's not impressive. She does a very well ultimate for AoE damage. So she triggers, she gets attack
Just
speed
like
and
a
does
cleave
200.
AoE.
Yeah, exactly. She does a cleave in her range for 15 seconds. So that's nice. If you need a burst of AoE clear, she's your girl.
Okay. We have Scorch, who is a fighter who breathes fire in a direct line in front of him that can hit multiple targets. And I mean, I quite like Scorch personally, but he just isn't as good as the ones above. But he's still useful. Like C tier, these are still useful, but they're just not, pinnacle kind of heroes.
I had him in D, but I wasn't allowed to keep him there. So he does okay damage. He's just very squishy for being a fighter, so he cannot take hits at all.
Yeah,
that's the big
squishy.
downside. Yeah. So for 19 cost, and you need something that protects him, it's pretty expensive.
Yeah, okay. B tier. So we've just spoken about Imani. It was Imani, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'm just sounding like I know nothing, which, I'm trying, guys. Raiden, who is a lord, and I will say they really did make him Raiden. He is a lightning lord. He is useful. He's B class, so he is very good. But what was his mainly best for? And so he is good for damage as well, isn't he? Not just his lord skill.
He is replacing your Voltus, basically. That's
okay. So he's replacing Voltos.
Hits all targets in his range, so every single, but has not very high attack damage. And being a lord is nice and all, but as a trick doesn't really draw much value out of the lord ability right now. At least in my opinion. I certainly don't have that insight on later game, but early mid game, no reason to have him. He's basically a Voltus replacement. So if you don't have him, or if you have your Voltus at, I don't know, 40, 50 maybe already because you had no other mage, there's probably no point in investing in him.
Lightlock, he's a single target healer, isn't he? He's not an AoE healer.
Yeah, you want to keep him on one target because it's buffed for continuously healing the same target.
Maul is quite costly. He is good, but for set things, right? He's not like a general purpose kind of hero.
Yeah, Maul being an AoE marksman. AoE marksmen don't have many places in many stages. His ultimate does hit very hard, so that's a big plus. But he's expensive.
750% damage, isn't it?
Oh, I don't know, but I'm guess
sure it is.
Must be pretty high, yeah.
So,
yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
No problem.
The next one over.
Cost,
The next one over. What is her name again?
The next one. Tazira.
Tazira. Okay.
I try not to remember her name because she's the one archer I personally don't like. She has some kind of burst ultimate. She is kinda on par with Brienne, but I think she's lacking something. She doesn't.
She's not as good as Brill and Toriel, is she?
No.
No, that's why.
Not at all.
I mean, Komodo in this list here, he does give bleed on, but he's mainly a guild boss damage dealer, isn't he?
Yeah. I think for normal content, he needs way more investment. So just straight up drop him in guild boss.
Yeah.
Use him, abuse him. Bleed gives additional physical damage taken. So you have a non-mage single target team. You benefit. You don't lose out. You don't really need a tank. So you have only benefits. No reason to not use him.
Yeah.
Especially because he's a fusion unit for Abomination. So you can go 5-star, 5 promotions on him. No worries at all. Nothing lost.
Yeah, because you're going to use him as fusion anyway, and he's going to be good in guild boss for you as well.
Exactly.
So moving up to A tier, we have Greed. This is Greed, isn't it?
Sir, skipped Ein and Isolde. You are a devil.
Oh,
the 7-day reward fighter and
probably Ein is a 7-day. Is Ein the 7-day reward one?
Yes. He's the one replacing the dwarf Barrot. Oh man, so bad with names.
Okay, yeah, no, I think you are right. I think it is Borat. I was going to call him Borat then, but I don't think it's Borat.
No.
So Ein, but he's for a physical damage team, right?
Ein is mainly for his Watchguard Lord buff. Useful.
Okay.
He has some penetrating perks.
So he's not. You can have him in your team. You don't even need to use him just for the buffs.
I mean, especially early game, him being a 7-day reward, you don't need to summon that much. He comes to you for free, so no worries at all.
Yeah.
Replaces one unit. He has better overall stats, so he's just straight up a better replacement for your team. You can use him. No hurt at all.
Okay. Sorry, I did miss a soldier as well. It is a soldier, isn't it?
Isolde, yeah, Isolde.
What? She is another lord, and what's her main purpose? Again, I didn't really catch much of the purpose on this.
And besides obviously the improved lord skill, because it's basically kind of a tier 2 version of the. How was her name? What the dwarf we talked before?
The dwarf
Dagna?
Dagna, yes. Yeah. So she's an improved version of Dagna.
Exactly. They both are replacing these rare units.
Okay.
They are both the same faction and both either fighter or defender. So basically straight up better replacement.
So if you get either of those, it's going to be better than the free ones you get.
Yeah, exactly. And she does tank a bit. She isn't that good like the likes of higher tiers, but you can use her. And she will probably be a event reward, if I remember correctly. I don't know.
Okay.
No promise made.
Hopefully.
Blame carzak. Hashtag blame carzak.
Yeah, hopefully she is. Okay, moving on to A tier now after I did rudely skip 2 of the lords. Greed, who is actually, he reads amazing, doesn't he?
Yeah, we checked him out earlier. I haven't had much interaction with him personally, but he looks good. I mean,
he does
for AoE,
look really good. Yeah, definitely
control,
for AoE.
Some magic resistance reduction. I mean, why not? I think he doesn't hurt.
Yeah, and he also stacks attack on his kills, doesn't he?
Yeah, if he gets kills, exactly. If you look at things like Gear Rate 1, where you have a lot of small tries waiting for demise. And his ultimate is short, low energy, so you trigger and trigger, keep going, slowing things. Might as well do some continuous damage.
Yeah,
pretty good.
Aona, who is one of the purchasable heroes from a pack that you can get early on. She's also very useful, isn't she?
She is amazing. She probably should be higher, but she's not that deep into late game.
Yeah.
So
she's going to drop off as you go further down.
Not as soon as probably Greed and others. So she's really, really strong. Like, if you are a low spender, you probably want her. Early game, very, very amazing. Slow, insane AoE damage. And overall viable skills. She doesn't have dead abilities like some other units. The passive is great. Awakenings are great. I mean, you can also pull her, but
yeah, I mean, but you can get her for free.
You know.
Oh, I say for free. You can buy the pack.
for some people, it's almost free. Iona, really, really, really good, really big damage.
And Iona, she is a what the hell did she do again? Iona was.
She's a lot.
She's a maid as well.
Mini Morrigan.
Mini Morrigan. Basically a mini Morrigan.
She's basically in all aspects. Yeah, she does debuffs. She provides the Lord skill that increases damage on
Yeah, I
debuff
see.
so she works well. She does slow. She has a decent ultimate. Does also provide slow NCC.
She also deals the faction allies deal 20% increased damage to slowed, stunned, frozen, and immobilized enemies.
Awakens are nice. Her Awaken 5 especially, but we don't talk about this ones. Just mentioning. Side note, she's very good. A Lord, supporting basically. So Iona together, top.
And Nisande, the next one across from Iona, she's a healer as well, isn't she? But there's actually an interesting perspective with her. If you have Arika, the Legend Lord, then she becomes even better, doesn't she?
Or Lunaria, also increases the range.
Yes.
Yeah, what she can do, you can keep her in your team where she buffs, does her regular heals, her on hit, on ultimate heal, and then she also can heal units at a higher range if you have specific Lord units, obviously.
What I really like though is inflicts attack at speed, inflicts attack speed increase on all heroes within the attack range as well.
Yeah, exactly. So you want to keep her in the team, but you can keep one unit that's usually out range for any other healer. In the case you have a Lord in the team, that she has access to healing that, and her ultimate gives her bounces on heal, so she keeps single target healing while obviously the bounces still connect back to the rest of the team. Very good. Also had insane passives later on Awakenings. Very, very good. She scratches our S rank. Just
yeah, she's nearly there, isn't she? She's nearly at the S rank.
I really like her.
Medan, which is another healer, and she's dispels all debuffs for all allies in range. And also, is she an AoE? Yeah, she's an AoE healer as well, isn't she?
She also buffs defense. She buffs, removes debuffs, buffs defense. She's great for debate too. Usually doesn't find much place in story and such, very rarely. But for Gear Raid 2, if that's your goal, that's your place to farm, because you have many healer and many tanks, that's the place where she shines. That's where she is an actual high tier.
And then we have Toriel, which is the next one across just here. She is and she's one of the, you get her guaranteed in summons to begin with, right?
You get one of the 4 archers actually. You
get one of the 4.
Exactly. You either get Toriel, Tazra, Brienne, or Theowin.
I see.
Which would be sad because you can fuse him. So as the first one, as much as I know, that's how it was, and that's how I think it still is, because I started multiple accounts now, so that's what I got. Archer.
Toriel's really good. She does do she extends her caster's range, doesn't she, on her ultimate? She can hit way far away.
Yeah, especially if you skill up 25 seconds, entire map range.
Yeah, that's nice on that.
It's very, very helpful in many situations.
Yeah, and then you've got Theowin next to her as well, who is very good, isn't he? And he has that slowing blade for the enemies to stop them progressing through as fast.
He's pretty much the best unit. He provides a lot of sustain, slow, like Carzak said, and still does damage. He's not that bad. He got nerfed badly.
Did he really get nerfed?
He's still, in beta. He was on par with A tier, S tier in that case. He was there.
And then we've got Brienne.
Too strong.
And then we've got Brienne, the next one up here, next to Theowin here. And I actually really enjoy Brienne. I really enjoy Brienne.
We all do. It's one of my personal favorites. You have de-escalation button. I call her multi-shot, because she can tear through enemies very fast and very efficient.
It's the AoE damage, isn't it, as well?
Ultimate. Yeah.
So if you've got a barrage coming through, she's going to help nuke down that group just to make them smaller again. So
if you need
other heroes,
exactly. it's done.
Yeah. The next one across, who is that? That's Mario.
Maria. Yeah, she's a paladin tank. There's not much to say about her. She has a weird scaling because she heals off of defense, and usually HP is what you want. You can go a mixed build, and she can sustain herself pretty well. I don't know how good that goes later on, like in a later mid-game scenario, because I haven't had the chance to test her. But she seems, from what I've seen so far, seems very nice as a, let's say, supportive tank. On the side, you have more DPS, for example, and keeping the other tank alive and healthy. So she takes away from a bit from she tanks, but she also takes a bit stress from the healer. So really, really viable, really good. Many sinners, very versatile.
He belongs in A tier. Livian, who is up after that, the defender, normal. She's also very good, isn't she, as a tank?
Yeah, she's the third or fourth in that sense, a fusion unit.
Okay.
I mean, let's be honest, you don't have many options, right? You start with Rex, he's a part of her fusion, and if you get lucky and actually pull early and pull pieces of her fusion, just use it. She has some self-heal, she has some stuns, so all in all, gets physical damage, look at me. Physical damage reduction permanently on ultimate.
That's 20%, and it's isn't it?
Yeah, 20%, exactly. 20% physical damage reduction. It's not defense, what others get. It's actual physical damage reduction.
Yeah.
It's an ultimate that goes on. Like, when it's triggered, it stays.
Oh, yeah, it's permanent, it says.
Yeah. She's shiny. She starts to be shiny and gets some bonuses. She's very good. And you actually can awaken her. Would give her some decent stats because, like I said, few unit. So it's not as hard to some power if you lack that.
And after that, we have in the final part of A tier, we've got Rash, don't we? Who is a Nightmare Lord. Who everyone gets after 14 days, correct?
14 days, yeah, login reward. We also get Awakening Stones past the next month, basically. So
okay.
I don't know how many we get, but there are some rewards for him. And an artifact, if I'm not insane enough. He's
very good for especially for Nightmare allies, right?
Absolutely fantastic. The thing is, you get him free. He's strong on his own, so that's why he's A tier. And in combination with specific units of the Nightmare faction, you could put him in S tier because of that. Because he supports units that we will showcase soon. Things like Abomination, which you will fuse. Things like Salazar, which comes in the next banner. And they start to ramp up attack speed heavily.
Yes, it's 35%.
Yeah, if you manage to get a Nightmare team field boss, you are set early game, mid game, and into late game.
That's it for A tier. That's it for the A tier here, with Raph taking up the final part of it. Coming up into S tier. Who is that first one up there? The lady with the long hair.
Lady with dark hair. It's actually Sebi. I like her with white hair. That's her first promotion, and it's Mary. There's not much to say about Mary. She is an insane support. She gives you so much time. She availables a lot of combinations of positionings.
She's cheap to run as well. 13 cost.
Yeah, 13. Yeah, exactly. So she enables a lot of things you wouldn't be able to do without her slowing one side enemies. So you can have a single target killing one side that's incoming while she slows down the other one. And then to again be handled by your single target, which might be your single target main DPS who couldn't handle all units at once, but now Mary enables. Perfect. Unit does have a free AoE. There's nothing bad to say here. And she's free. Forgot the main part.
Exactly. Yeah, an S tier
3-day login
epic
reward
for free.
Exactly.
This is Hollow, isn't it? The next one up here.
Yeah, Hollow. Hollow is another healer. Let's take both, actually. The next one is Vortex.
Vortex and Hollow.
Exactly. Let's take both because they both fill a similar role as mono single target healing units, which Vortex scales on HP and Hollow on attack. So
Okay.
obviously, Vortex is the main thing you want to take everywhere because he can take some hits, right?
Yes.
You don't mind. He has an amazing heal that gives a shield on overheal.
Yeah, the shield on overheal was crazy as well, wasn't it?
Yeah. On his normal heal is insanely good. And he has an AoE heal. But
yes.
that's it.
He's got huge range as well.
Yeah, exactly. They have both the same range. So Hollow and Vortex have the same range. So they are doing pretty much the same thing. But the difference is, while Vortex is more a defensive healer, which provides more healing and shielding than anything else, Hollow does give energy regeneration while she triggers her ultimate and heals an additional target at the same time. So energy regeneration, or rage in that case, rage regeneration is very good for, let's say, mage teams for Gear 8 1
Yes.
or something. Units that don't that benefit more from rage than others. So that sense where she doesn't get hit, she is the better choice. You still can use Vortex, but all in all, they both pretty much share one slot. Just a bit different.
Yeah. The next one over, is this a marksman here? This is a marksman, isn't it? The next one.
Oh, you skipped. It's Dolores. Our third epic S tier, basically, support healer.
Is this another support healer? Oh my goodness, it is.
Red hair, yes, it's Dolores.
Oh yeah, Dolores, okay. Oh, she's
Dolores
got the jiggle.
is not for healing. Dolores mainly is for her ultimate. She shares 50% of her attack, no, 30%.
Oh wow.
Of her attack
she
with
all allies by 100. Yeah, that's crazy.
She has a huge star-shaped range area, so she buffs all of them.
She is just a buffer, isn't she, really?
Yeah, she's more into late game than early mid game. We still thought probably we mention her because she is the supporter, buff attack, buff support you want to have later on.
Okay.
Don't sleep on her.
The next one. Are we out of healers now? We're back into marksmen. There's Luniera, who is a lord.
We are done with healer.
And this one is a lord as well, isn't it? Magic marksman, continuous damage. She increases attack range, similar to Araka.
Yeah, exactly. She's a mini Araka. Just without bonus damage. So she only give a stat increase and range, one increased range.
Yeah, that's still very good.
This is probably the most amazing early pick you can get, especially for lazy people like us.
Yeah.
you can just position your marksmen everywhere. They hit everything
because the range is so big.
Around corners, green arrow style. They don't even care.
Yeah,
I swear. This is, and on top of that, she did magic damage, so you can handle strong armored units as well. I don't think I need to add anything else. She's amazing. I remember she was an event reward. I don't know what happened. She's in the pool, so good luck getting her.
Yeah, good luck getting her, Luniera. Olag, who is an amazing defender, isn't he? With his shield, and he's just crazy good, isn't he?
Man, I'm missing him. My team, I haven't got him.
I mean, a 50% shield at base goes up to 85% of his shield.
Every how often?
It's
every 10 seconds.
Every 10 seconds he gets 85% shield.
He's like 3-1.
Yeah, and he
also gets, you don't even need anything else. Yeah,
he gets physical damage reduction by 40% as well.
And block increase.
Yeah, Olag.
4 units. Now,
Olag, you don't even need to talk anymore.
The funny part is, I'm just mentioning this now. There's an artifact that increases your block capability by 1, so you can block 5 units. And that gives a bonus defense per blocked unit. So here we go.
Oh my god.
Oleg, you man. He's the god tank. Unbreakable,
sure.
like his ultimate is.
We have Baron after that, who has a death immunity, doesn't he?
Yeah, fantastic. He shares something with the rare you see there. Be asking why is there a rare? Yeah, so Baron does. Baron does get immunity to damage or invincibility for up to 8 seconds on death, basically, and his ultimate shields him on low rage cost for 100% of his HP. So
yeah,
here we go.
That's a huge one, isn't it? 100% of his health.
These two tanks are basically, if you get one of them, you're good to go, because the other one is your fusion hero, Liviana, right? Olivia.
Okay. I mean, after Baron though, we do have Decimus, who is a rare. He is a rare defender, isn't he? Or is he a rare fighter?
He's a rare fighter, actually.
He's a rare fighter. He shouldn't be a fighter.
He's an undead warrior.
So I
why
mean,
we have him? Yeah, sorry, I was taking it away.
The reason why we have him is because when his health drops to 0, he remains alive and continues to fight for an extra 8 seconds when skilled up, during which time attack is increased by 100%. The hero will die immediately after the duration and cannot be revived. But the fact that he can hold down a lane after dying for 8 seconds, just like pure immunity, that's such an extension on time, isn't it? Especially with waves in, say, a tower defense.
Yeah, exactly. And also, he is kind of a cheat for anti-long range enemy units, because they target your last placed unit. And he has a revival time of 18. So in longer fights, especially story, in some stages, he's just a cheat.
When he dies, and remains alive, does his revival time count down or no?
That's a good question.
Or would it start to revive after his presence had been gone?
No, after his defiance is after the 8 seconds, he just is done. And
but that's crazy, isn't it? That's for a rare to be holding down a lane like that. And like you said, it is kind of cheat mode.
Insane. If you get him, use him. Abuse him. Don't be stupid like me. I dusted him. I haven't paid attention.
Yeah, but he's easy to get as well. He's just a rare.
I've gotten him since Ben.
Oh no.
I was blind to his magnificent presence.
The final one who is in the banner this weekend is Deimos, the werewolf fighter in Nightmare. Again, he is pretty amazing, isn't he?
Yeah, he's pretty much a mini Salazar, if you want like that.
Yeah,
he does not do anything, but he goes insanely crazy on attacks. He has damage based off of his HP percentages.
And he increased it by 100% too.
Yeah, he increases it, so he does everything. Besides some legendaries like the Fusion Abomination, he is the best brawler fighter out there, while also dealing massive damage. So
yeah, that's crazy.
Consecutive hits, a lot of hits, very tanky. There's not much to add. He's a guild boss melter, especially with breath, which we get next week.
Yes.
Most of us get him. So there's this one. It's like, I don't have to say anything. He's scratching and clawing his way up to S tier.
Yeah. No, that's the tier list, guys, and hopefully those of you who listened may have learned something. Those of you who just came in to grab a shot of it and go away and use it as you wish, which is totally fine. Hopefully it helps all of you. That's the main thing. Entei, thank you so much for helping me build this today for the community.
Thank you for having me.
No, as always, you're always very helpful. So thank you again.
I always complained with your long videos. Now I was the one talking.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So we'll see you in the next one. Take care and have a fantastic day or evening wherever you are, guys. Goodbye.